Normally I would address a video as Jkun here, and all this type of stuff. So I won't be doing that this time around. I'm actually addressing you as who I actually am, and that's Josh Green. Um, Looking through my YouTube inbox, um, I was looking at some of the messages I had received, and one of them stuck out, and it was one that I hadn't realized I didn't check. And it was not long after I made the Week from Hell video log, and it was asking me to talk about my problems with depression. And it took me a long time to kind of work myself up into talking about this, because this is something that you don't normally hear YouTube personalities, or a lot of people for that matter, really talking about it or admitting that they have this kind of problem. But mulling it over throughout the entire day while I was at work, I decided that yes, I'll go ahead and do the video and talk about my battles with depression. Throughout my entire life, they told me I had attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, that I had a hard time focusing on things, and that my emotions would swing kind of like a pendulum. I'd be happy one minute and then angry the next, and then swing right back over into sad. And when you're a child, you don't really understand these things, and you act out of pure emotion. So, I mean, I guess you could consider me a problem child when I was younger. Constantly in and out with therapists and counselors. I was a Ritalin kid. I was medicated throughout my entire childhood and well into my adolescence, where they no longer had me on Ritalin. They had actually put me on Prozac. And anyone who has not been on Prozac, if you've ever wondered what it's like to feel like a zombie, take Prozac. Because that is exactly what it did to me. I did not want to see anything. I did not want to do anything. I did not feel anything. And that wasn't how I wanted to live. So one day, I think around the age of 15, I said that I'm not taking it anymore. And it didn't matter what my parents said, it didn't matter what the doctor said, it didn't matter what the therapist said. I'm not taking it anymore. I don't like what this does to me. So whether it be good, bad, or absolutely horrible, or absolutely great, I will face it head on with a clear head. And that's kind of the life I have lived up until now. And you never realize how hard it is to kick depression until you realize that you yourself are depressed. And it could be a number of things that causes it. And it's different for everybody. For me, it could be a gradual process, or it could be something as simple as 0 to absolutely sad, and boom, there I am. And it's not just caused by one specific thing. It could be caused by any number of things. Whether you're lamenting over somebody you love, or the loss of a loved one, which is something I've had to deal with at least 5 times this year, and that is not something that I say lightly. And Even some of the things that you don't think would initiate this problem absolutely can initiate this problem. Um, it could be something as simple as I practiced such and such amount of time, such and such amount of weeks, such and such amount of months for a tournament, and then I go to the tournament and I don't even make it out of pools. It could be something as simple as I spent several hours editing a certain video and I go and look and nobody has looked at it. Or I haven't gotten any new subscribers in like a month. Or I've turned on the stream for like a week straight and I basically catered to an audience of one. And it turns out that one person was me, since it does count a broadcaster as a viewer. With me, what triggers it quite a bit has been the fact of I don't have a lot of local friends. I have several friends. I have a lot of friends. Some people that I care about very deeply. But the problem is they're all in different states, and I'm here in Virginia. I have a very, very small handful of people that I call and consider friend here in Virginia that I can actively see. So the ones that I can actively see, I tend to cling to a little bit. I don't really mean to. So if y'all are watching this video and you ever felt like I was kind of smothering you, it really wasn't my intention, and I profoundly apologize. But loneliness, being alone 95% of my time, is what makes my depression come up the most. Like, I am a very social person. Those that know me, those that have met me at events, knows I'm a very, very social person. I'm very easy to come up and talk to. I'm always moving around, always talking to people, always interacting with stuff. And when 95% of your life is spent either at work, working anywhere from 11 to 12 hours a day, so that by the time you actually get off work, I mean, the day is over. The day is almost over. There really is nothing for you to go out and do. And the rest of the time is spent here, working on footage, editing footage, doing the live stream, just getting your day-to-day stuff taken care of that you can't do while you're at work. And for someone like me, that really takes its toll and really makes the depression really grab hold. And it's hard to fight sometimes. It really is. It's one of those things where it constantly feels like a losing battle. And every time it happens, you have to find a reason to keep moving forward. And you have to find a way to knock yourself out of these phases, whether it be medication or therapy, or even as something as simple as talking to someone on the phone for a little while, interaction with people on Facebook. Any number of things can really help. Not just me, because, I mean, this is not specifically just referring to me. Those you care about the most, those that you think you've known for years, could easily be suffering from depression, and you would never know. A lot of people don't realize how sad I really am sometimes, because in my head the show must always go on. No matter how you feel, you must keep pushing forward. You must put that smile on your face and just keep on trucking. And every day it gets just a little bit harder to keep doing that. And you really have to look no further than this year to see that sometimes your fight with the demon inside you doesn't always go your way. Sometimes the demons win. And I've lost some very important, very influential people in my life because they fought their demons and they lost. And I try to use that every single day to make sure that doesn't happen to me. And the moment you lose faith in yourself is the day you start that slope that once you start going down, you will never climb back up. No matter what you go through in life, no matter what obstacle you come across, no matter what choices you have to make in life, no matter what opponent you have to face, there will be no tougher opponent in your entire life than yourself. Your inner demons will tear away at you quicker than anything that life can throw at you. And I know even Rocky has made the comment that no one's going to hit harder than life. And that's true to a point. But the only thing that hits harder than life is your own self-esteem. And people have made the comments before, like, well, if you expect anybody to care about you, you have to care about yourself. If you want anybody to like you, then you gotta like yourself. That is absolutely true. But the part that they don't talk about is how hard it is to keep your self-esteem intact, to like yourself, to even love yourself. And that is a battle that is never ending. And that is something that even I have to admit, I still struggle with. I look in the mirror and I look at this, I feel a lot differently than everybody, because I am a firm believer that the moment you look in the mirror, whether it be physical or emotional or whatever, the moment you look in the mirror and you are happy with what you see is the day you stop making progress. And I see where that is true and untrue, but it kind of has to be that way for me, where, like, yes, I look in the mirror and I like the guy I see, but there is always room for improvement. You never settle. You constantly better yourself, and you constantly improve upon your situation. You always look for those ways to make your life better than it was the day before, and that can get very straining on people at times. And when you do all these things and you push so hard and you work so hard, and this is where the nothing will hit harder than life thing kicks in. For a lot of us won't see these dreams and aspirations that we want to see realized come to fruition. And that is the biggest gut check that can ever be delivered to you. And for some of us, that's a blow that we can never recover from. And that again is a battle I have to fight every single day. Every single day, my mind is constantly at war. And you look at the YouTube, or you look at Facebook, or you even look at Twitch or anything like that, and you see something that wasn't up to what you were hoping for, and you sit there, and every artist, whether you're a musician or an actor, or you do videos on YouTube, or you're a live streamer, every time you don't see the results you set out for, every single one of us has that point of where we ask, what was the point? What's the point of even going on? Nobody cares. And that's something that you need to not do. Every time you get knocked down, every time you don't get the result that you were looking for, you have to be able to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go, okay, it's time to try again. And not everybody is strong enough to do that on their own. Even I falter sometimes. Like, I will make myself get up and try again, and try again, and try again. Because how my mind works is that all the obstacles and all the objectives that I have to do in life have to mesh. Like, everything has to be seamless. There has to be room for everything. The things I need to do, the things I want to do, they all have to be able to intersect and work in harmony together. That's how my mind has to function. That's how my mind needs it to be in order to register it. And that's a very, very tough ordeal. And I understand that I don't think like a lot of other people. I don't function like a lot of other people. But I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling here a little bit. But my point to all of this is that depression attacks you when you least expect it. And not all of us are strong enough to fight it back on our own. Some of us need some help. Whether it be someone to talk to, someone to keep you company for a little while, or professional guidance, even medication. Some of these things, I mean, those that are depressed may not want to admit it. I didn't want to admit it. But there is nothing wrong with admitting that you need help in the end. And maybe if some of my friends had admitted that they needed help, maybe they would still be here. I don't know. I can't predict or tell things like that. But I really do wish they were still here. But I will leave you with this. If you find yourself in a constant rut where even your most prized hobby or pastime does not give you any enjoyment, you find yourself just sitting there staring at things blindly, and you don't want to do anything, you don't want to go anywhere, please find some help. Get the help that you need. Because there are people out there that do care about you, whether you believe it or not. And while you may not know it, you may not know them, there is someone out there that gives a damn about you. somewhere on this planet, someone's world shines just a little bit brighter because you're in it. So coming from someone that fights this battle every day, and this, I'm not just saying this for y'all, maybe I'm also saying it for me. Don't be afraid to admit that you need help. And with that being said, I would like to end this video with words from someone that I've grown to really admire and look up to, and that is from a man named Markiplier. And he says, I know things may seem tough, but I know they can get better. Just remember, I believe in you, and I know you can believe in yourself. Thanks for watching, everybody.